The roommate. A few years ago, I moved to a new city for work. Rent was expensive, so I ended up finding a roommate, Jake, through a local classifieds website. He seemed normal enough, mid-20s, clean, quiet. The only odd thing was how adamant he was about not going into his room. "I'm a private person," he said, brushing it off with a nervous laugh. It didn't seem like a big deal at the time. For the first few weeks, everything was fine. We rarely interacted because of our schedules, but I'd occasionally hear him moving around in his room late at night. Sometimes it sounded like furniture being dragged or quiet murmurs, but I figured he was on the phone or gaming. It wasn't until I started noticing little things around the apartment that I got uneasy. It began small. A coffee mug in the sink I didn't use, doors I left closed being open when I got home, the TV remote moved from where I left it. At first, I thought it was my imagination or maybe Jake being forgetful. But one night, I came home late from work to find my bedroom door ajar. I never leave it open. I stepped inside, heart pounding, and immediately noticed my desk drawer had been pulled open. Nothing seemed missing, but there was something off about the air in the room, like someone had just been there. I decided to confront Jake the next day. When I brought it up, he seemed genuinely confused and even a bit insulted. "I haven't been in your room," he said, holding up his hands. "Maybe you forgot to close the door?" I didn't buy it, but I didn't push further. Instead, I decided to install a small camera in my room just to ease my paranoia. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept imagining someone creeping around while I was unaware. Around 3 a.m., I finally drifted off. When I woke up, the first thing I did was check the camera footage. At first, there was nothing, just me tossing and turning in bed. But around 2:47 a.m., the door to my room slowly creaked open. My breath caught in my throat as I watched the screen. Jake's face appeared in the crack of the door, peering into the room. He didn't move for what felt like forever, just stood there watching me sleep. Then he stepped into the room holding something in his hand. I paused the video and squinted. It was a knife. My heart raced as I hit play again. He approached my bed, standing over me for several long seconds. Just when I thought he was going to do something, he turned and left, closing the door behind him. I didn't go to work that day. Instead, I packed my things and got out of there as fast as I could. I called the cops and showed them the footage, but by the time they went to the apartment, Jake was gone. The police later told me that Jake wasn't his real name. The name he used to rent the apartment didn't exist. They never found him, and I moved as far away as I could. But sometimes, late at night, I'll wake up to the feeling of being watched, and I can't help but wonder if Jake ever really stopped watching.